is going to be our second best of 5 of Group B and could very well be the best. No, what just happened?
What?
I had an awesome scoreboard.
You ruined it already. It lasted like 20 seconds.
I think it works like this. I think it's on. I think it's good. Startil Live is going to be our blue Zerg spawning in the right bottom side of this map. The score is 0-0. It overlaps a little bit with the streamlined interface that we're using, but it's not too bad. As he's going to go up against Liquid's HerO. These two have run into each other quite a few times in the past. I remember a few IEM encounters. And most of the time, life looked really solid and really good. But then again, Protoss has been on a little bit of a rampage lately, so maybe Liquid HerO will be able to turn things around and start over.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, life has been kind of like coming back a bit because he was in a slump for a good few months, and he's definitely pulled it back where he like got second at DreamHack Winter and stuff like that. So, and on the opposite side of that, like HerO always, everyone was prepared for the winter, as HerO, DreamHack and stuff like that. And unfortunately, he didn't really live up to the standard that we were all used to. So, like, I hope to see some really sick play out of these two plays.
Then again, life slumping is basically like life not winning the GSL because
pretty much
the groups that he got eliminated in, I remember a few of them, but he was in a group with like Flash Innovation and Parting, and it's no shame being eliminated from that group.
Absolutely.
Overall, life has always been quite solid. Just if you win 6 major tournaments, then people kind of expect you to win every single tournament. And that loss he had against Show in one of the DreamHacks, I think it was DreamHack Summer, that was definitely a little surprising. Either way, he is a world-class Zerg player. They won't get much better than that. He did win, of course, Intel Extreme Masters in New York, and so that was amazing. And then that run at DreamHack Winter was also very, very good for him. As HerO, indeed, like you said, he seemed to struggle a little bit in the last few months of 2013. He played a ridiculous amount of tournaments, though. At a certain point, he even said that it was getting a little too much for him as well, as he was feeling that he was just not playing up to the level that he was used to from himself. Especially at the Home Server Cup, I really thought that he was going to do well, but he got eliminated in the quarterfinal, which against Asia, which of course is no shame. But the way that the games went, that was just a little surprising, a little one-sided. Either way, maybe we're going to see the old HerO this tournament, and we might see HerO own some noobs.
Absolutely. Now, to look at what's going on, the map is, of course, going to be Frost, as we can all see it. A 4-player map, which always kind of means you're going to play a little bit greedier because it takes you longer to scout your opponent. And Life is definitely capitalizing on this, as he's gone 3 hatch before pool. And HerO's gone for 1 gas gateway expansion with the Zaloth.
And he hasn't even scouted at all, so by the time that HerO scouts this, he's going to be quite far behind economically. I kind of hope for HerO that he doesn't follow this up with an in-base Stargate or something like that, because if he does that, he's going to be even further behind. Regardless, it's going to be hard for him, but I think the moment that he scouts this, he's going to try to at least put on some gateway pressure, especially considering the fact that there's not even a single extractor yet. So either Speedlings or Roaches are going to be very, very late to the party. And especially a few Stalkers off creep should be able to do very well against both of those units that I previously mentioned.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Mothership Core does come out, and obviously he's going to just watch the front and keep guard. And HerO does scour his opponent, and of course, he's going to get down there and be like instantly, that 3rd hatch is way too fast. There's got to be a 3 hatch before pool. And I wonder what do you think he might react with here?
I think he's going to try to put on some gateway pressures. We can already see that probe idling north of this hatchery, and that's the right call. What he does, he's following this up with his Stargate though, because the thing is, of course, we can see that Life has not dropped a single extractor yet, which is just ridiculously greedy play over here by Startil Live. If HerO would know that, I promise you, he would just wipe in a bunch of Stalkers and he would start shooting away at slow Zerglings, slow Roaches all day, every day. And Life is going to have a very tough time keeping this hatch alive. However, HerO doesn't know what we know. He doesn't know that speed is so far off that he probably doesn't want to overcommit, because he's probably afraid that, if I wipe in a bunch of Stalkers and they get swarmed by Speedlings, I'm putting myself quite far behind. So he's following this up with a Stargate, which, unfortunately for him, is not the right choice.
No, absolutely. What do you think he'll go after this? The pylon has finished up, by the way, and we should see some Warpins as Warpgate has finished up. He's warping them in. Should just go for some Zalots. Do you think Phoenix to start harassing? Oh, an Oracle.
Yeah, Oracle it might be a good choice, because I guess he's realizing that this is going to be an economic uphill battle. So maybe he can force some queens out of position, and maybe an Oracle can go to town on an exposed mineral line. We will see. He's wiping in Zealots so far, which those Zealots are going to have a hard time being very effective against 22 links, even though they are slow links, but 22 is just more than enough. Life
And I
scouts it as well. Important scout here by Life.
Yeah, a cute little move. He saw with the mothership go and pulled them back, but we do have a lot of Zerglings, 21 exactly, and 10 out on the field, or sorry, in production, with the Roach Roan to follow it up just in case it carries on. And yeah, we have a few Zealots over here, just marching forward, because Zealots against Lowlands, there's no upgrades, so they're not going to be as effective.
I like what the hero is doing here. He's going to prioritize killing the queens, because here comes the Oracle. He's going to bring the Oracle with the main army instead. Life realizing that he has to take care of this Oracle, but both queens will fall, but there's another queen to save the day. And if that queen kills the Oracle before the Oracle falls, and which it will, I think Life is in an okay position. He has 5 roaches on the production tab. It is going to be tough for him to micro his way out of this, but definitely not impossible. He can even afford to lose a few drones here and there, but if he doesn't lose too much, he's in a fantastic position.
Yeah, absolutely. There are a few Zerglings down here. There are more being warped in, and they're going to start harassing the third base there. He is having decent trades here in the natural. The Mothership Core will get picked off, and the Queen will not fall, and the Roaches will definitely finish off the Zealots. But in the third base, he hasn't killed too many workers at 5 so far. And there's still a couple Zealots here, so he does have to worry for the moment.
I think this is pretty bad news for HerO, in all honesty. These Roaches will clean up these Zealots. Excellent hold here by Starter Life. Wasn't that easy, but he had all the pieces in the right place. A Void Ray is the follow-up for HerO, which is going to help out defensively as well, and perhaps securing a third base. And we can see a Forge go down, but you know, other than this target, there isn't really any great tech here for HerO.
Yeah, and he doesn't. Well, the worst thing is the Overlord's like just waiting. He can obviously see that it's a Void Ray before it finishes up, because you can see it in production, and now he gets the confirmation. So you know, he knows what the trick card is coming out of HerO.
A roach speed is on the way. Life can just drone up for a little bit and then keep throwing roaches and links at HerO. And as long as HerO is stuck on 2 bases, Life should realize that he's going to be in a pretty good position. The unit's lost resource tab shows us that Life has lost a little more than HerO, but of course, let's not forget that he has been mining more than HerO, and eventually will mine way more than his Protoss opponent. So we see a Probe heading out to take a third base.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, I think taking a third base is, like, he has to do something, doesn't he? You know, he has to take a risk to try and get back in this. And he's gone for the Void Rays, and you know, there's no Hydra Den or Spire out in production, so there's no anti-S to the Void Rays. Will be able to defend with this to an extent. It will all depend how cost efficient it gets, and you know, if he allows this base to stay up and gets a good economy, he can still get back into this. Absolutely.
Especially if Life would make a wrong call where he missed a lot of units and he doesn't get the damage done that he's looking for. HerO is going to go for a little Void Ray hit spot with the Mothership Core. He might be able to deny this 4th base. I'm taking a look at the anti-edits on the map. Right now there are only 3 queens out on the map. I do think there is a Spore here and there, so maybe he's able to reposition the Spore Crawler. Either way, I don't think Life is expecting this. He's going to see it right now. And will these Void Rays be able to force a cancel on this 4th base? That would be massive for HerO.
I think so. He does now see it as the Zergling does get picked off. 3 queens in total, no. Yeah, I think he might be able to, but actually the queens are getting closer. Ooh, he's going might go away. Queens with the time up off creeper, so slow. Holy crap! And actually, I think he might, like, just because it's getting so close.
HerO's gonna let it finish. At the same time, he's worried about a few roaches on the other side of the map. He does have a few zealots and sentries in place, so he might be able to deal with this. But the longer HerO waits, the more these queens will be able to transfuse, and this hedge will survive. He is sending in a few zealots, and maybe the zealots and the Void Rays can take care of it. Excellent hold by HerO on the other side of the map, but still, if he doesn't get this hedge, I think he's in trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. He is just trying to distract Life with these Zerglings. There is an Observer as well to try and get some extra creep doomers. And charges back available. I think he's waiting for a recall so he can, like, definitely get the units out, maybe. And then he'll just try and go for it. But as you said, you know, there's transfuses. There's a couple available on these screens, actually 2 in total.
Life was kind of baiting him. Like, Life didn't transfuse because he wanted to bait HerO into going for the hedge, and then maybe he would be able to pick off a Void Ray. 2 more Stargates going up on the other side of the map after he has shown a single Colossus. So HerO is showing some tricks up his sleeve as well. A single Colossus is a little bit exposed, but it should survive against these Zerglings.
And the crazy thing is, though, the Pathogen Glands just finished up, and we do have 3 Infestors soon to pop. So, you know, they do pretty well against Void Rays if they can get those clutch fungals and lock them down. And that's always like, as a Protoss player myself, and I know you are, that's always a nightmare, isn't it?
Oh yes, I am that guy who gets always Void Rays fungal. That's why I don't make it very often in this matchup. There's a Spire going down as well in the back of his base, so maybe eventually you could even see a big Muda switch. But that could be risky against triple Stargate, because you know, those Phoenix numbers can go up at rapid speed. But if there's not a single Phoenix, that would still be good. Corruptus could be reasonable as well, but Corruptus can also melt against Corruptus, against Void Rays really quickly. So we will see. Life's just banking money right now. He's on 91 drones. Sweet Jesus.
Wow, and he is now starting his double attack upgrades. He already has his Carapace, +1 for the Protoss and the +1 armor, not too far away. And the 5th base is being taken in, I would say, a bit of an unusual spot. I would expect it maybe down at the bottom left or above the 3rd.
I don't know how he took it over there, but
yeah, like you're not going to scout there. I think he's just like thinking he'll be safe for a while.
HerO must be kind of confused right now, and I think he's worried about what the Zerg can throw at him, as he knows that Life is rich, and he knows that Life can throw whatever at him. Here comes 17 Corruptors on the production tab. Wolf would say that's going to bring him up to 17 Corruptors.
That's some good math there, Roddy.
+1 air weapons being researched for HerO. That's something that's definitely going to help out. He has 6 Void Rays. 6 Void Rays with a little bit of support of a few Stalkers. That could be enough.
Actually, he did actually go for blink and then just cancelled it, went for charge, so that'll be counterproductive against him. But of course, he is limited on his gas because he's going for so much gas-intensive units like Void Rays and Colossus.
I think it's an okay decision, considering the fact that they can actually use those Zealots to be annoying all around the map and maybe take some advantage of Life's eventually immobile army that's going to consist of Corruptors and Infestors. Either way, we will see. HerO did find this base, so he will be able to harass that with charge loss. There is another base going up over here on the left bottom side of the map. HerO is already heading towards that base. Meanwhile, though, Corruptors are going to find his army in the middle of the map. Void Rays get fungled!
Oh, and they get locked down. There's no Guardian shields either. The time warp or anything not getting locked down, so the units run forward. The Void Rays are going to clean this all up, and there's the recall, and a couple of lonely Stalkers will be left to die alone. Poor guys. Ooh, oh Jesus. We have a swarm host. It was just one. I think that's okay. That must maybe.
I hope it's a mistake, because there's no need for swarm hosts right now. Live as Great Aspire is on the way as well. HerO might be able to pick up this 5th base though on the right top side of the map with those Zealots even before charge finishes. But that fight that Life just took in the middle of the map, absolutely fantastic. I think the moment HerO saw all those Corruptors, he should have just recall out immediately. It was pretty obvious he was not going to win, especially not when that fungal landed.
Yeah, definitely. I'm surprised that Life didn't go for the Mothership core, because that's an immediate reaction to go for that. Is it fungals or neural parasite that stops things being recalled? It's neural, isn't it?
It's definitely not fungal, so it must be neural.
I'd kind of slipped my mind there for a second. 2-2 is in production for the Zerg player, and he doesn't have actually any Spire upgrades, so that's interesting. He could easily afford like a double Spire and double upgrade those bad boys.
This sick macro this game from Life. HerO is trying to do his best what he can to slow that massive economy from Life down a little bit with a few Zealots here and there, but Life is so freaking rich. Fleet Peak is going down right now, so he can continue those air upgrades. It's 151 of Protoss, so as long as the Protoss can max out, they can secure a 4th base, and they are still in this game. But it's safe to say that Life's in a fantastic position.
Yeah, the multitasking coming out of all these plays is insane. We've got 2 bases, or one just getting cancelled, one getting killed off. The harassment at the 3rd base of HerO, the roaches on the top, and the single swarm host is kind of like just chilling. We have a little bit of an engagement as the Corruptors fight, but they will run away.
This is not a fight that Corruptors want to take.
No.
The support of those cannons, maybe a photon overcharge. 4 more Corruptors are on the way right now. Life has a lot of roaches, and it's sort of time to start throwing away these roaches as they take up a lot of supply, and they just don't really add a whole lot to his army right now.
Yeah, HerO's kind of anticipating maybe a Broodlord switch as he's on the build with Tempest. But at the moment, HerO's fine with his army composition. He's max. He would need to trade his supply to build those Broodlords. A couple of roaches getting sacrificed. Maybe they're the Broods, but no, actually 8 more Corruptors. And okay, there finally we do have the first flyer upgrade for Zerg player in production.
Taking a look at the unit counter tab right now, we have 6 Void Rays, 4 Colossus, still on single Oracle that's going to help out cast some Revelation on top of this army. HerO's been doing an excellent job with his charge loss all around the map, and might even see some Storm drops soon. Life is in a great position, but as I said, as long as the Protoss can max out on a scary air army, maybe something is possible. All he needs is one very good fight.
Yeah, absolutely. HerO is struggling to take a 4th base. He's still fighting to go for that, and he's not too far off. A bit of a storm drop at that 3rd base, and there's another one. So far in this game, they've killed nearly 20 workers each. So nice little victory for him. And yeah, the worker difference isn't that big. There's so many bases being taken out by Zealots, and this is one of the problems with Frost. It's such a big map that it's hard to scout everything. You can put pylons in hidden spots. There's a warp prism somewhere, I don't know where. And yeah, the Zealots run around just picking off bases, and we actually have a mothership in production.
I was zooming into it. It looks pretty, man. I don't see it transform very often these days.
No, man.
Yeah.
I miss it.
HerO looked in a really rough shape after that fight in the middle of the map, but he has sort of stabilized now. He saw a couple of locals wiggling. He's like, please no, don't let this be one of these games. But don't worry, that's just a single swarm host that I think was a misclick. Often Zerg players accidentally make a single swarm host.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it hasn't got any kills yet, so it hasn't been too useful. Most Zealots doing damage down at the bottom left base, one of the bases down there, and they might be able to pick this off. I'm surprised that Life isn't trying to trade his army, because he's like, he could be like a bit cost inefficient, but his economy is good enough where he could justify it. And he's letting HerO get maxed. He's at 197 supply. He's got the mothership pool that's very cost efficient. And I believe we have Storm, and we have a lot of storms on them. Tempest picking them up, and the Voyagers do deal a lot of extra damage there for that second.
Great revelation, great storm, and I agree with you. Like a few minutes ago, I definitely think that Live could have started trading and indeed be a little cost inefficient. Right now, I don't think that's the case anymore, as he dropped from 91 drones to 71. He has lost 2 bases. HerO's still doing a good job at denying new bases, and slowly but steady, HerO's army is starting to be this scary that if Live takes one really bad fight, he's not going to be able to rebuild his army. So what looked like a very grim and dark position, HerO's done a fantastic job clawing his way back into this game with charcoal harassment and buying time and getting a very scary air army out.
And his composition is actually getting very scary. Like, this is
as good as it's gonna get for a Protoss, man.
Pretty much. It's just shedding off some of the Zealots and adding in Archons and stuff like that, really beefing some damage. But of course, a lot of the Zealots are out in the field just trying to do some harassment, and this is really what's kept HerO in this game, it feels like, because Life has let him set back. He's macroed up, and at the same time he's allowed to do damage to Life, and Life doesn't. He seems to be so distracted with just trying to stop this.
Yeah, it took Life a little too long to realize that he's going to need a bunch of spine crawlers to keep those bases safe once he's sitting on those slow or ineffective units like Corruptors and Infestors. Sure, they're great in the straight-up engagement. They're not very good in defending harassment all around the map. And he lost a lot of potential economy. Like, Life could have been sitting on a 6k bank right now, but HerO has done a phenomenal job in preventing that from happening. Life's army is still scary, don't get me wrong, but this Protoss army is just as scary, if not even more scary.
Yeah, it's getting to that point now. It all comes down to the unit control. If the fungals land, if the units stack, stuff like that, and of course on the other side, if all the air units stack as well, because there's a lot of there's a lot of stackage going on, and of course splash damage. It deals enormous amounts of damage against that. Now, he was taking up his 5th base towards the top right, and recalls back to his main. Ooh.
Yeah, not bad. He took out that base once more, once again slowing down the economy of Life. There's no need for him to take a somehow horrible fight. I don't think we have Neuroparasite, do we? Let's take a look. I know it's going to be very hard to get a Neuro off anyway against all these Tempest Storms and whatnot, but it could help a little bit. Maybe you could steal the Mothership Core and bring it in. Right now, actually, slowly but steady, starting to feel that maybe Life is going to have to build a lot of static defenses and is going to have to play it passive, man. I don't think he can take a very good fight anymore, because this army from HerO is just outrageous.
Yeah, man. I think he may end up going Swarm Host just to make sure he doesn't actually lose this.
Right?
And this isn't really the map I would say it's good for, but I've been casting Snoop recently, and he's been a big fan of it on this map, so we know
Snoop
it's
likes it on every map, man.
Yeah, that is true.
Jens just loves taking his time. A couple of fungals will land on a few of these Zealots. I mean, HerO is still not that rich, because in the end of the day, all that he has ever had is 4 bases. That 5th base is starting to establish itself, and he will soon be able to get the benefits from that. Life is trying to get a cheeky fungo on that Oracle, but Oracles are quick.
Absolutely. No upgrades. They've all been going for them. The Protoss kind of slowed down a bit there, well, as Life has gone for his +3 flyer attack. And actually, I do like the Protoss is getting his with his first shield, so finally getting some armor for those Skytoss units. But where do you see this going? Do you think they're going to trade and hopefully Life might just go for some massive Ultra switch? Because he's getting the kindness blatant.
Yeah. I'm actually not exactly sure. I think this is really hard to talk. If I look at this army from HerO, in my opinion, if HerO controls things properly, he should be able to kill this army of Life. This is just a perfect army, man. He has 4 Templars to take care of the Brood Lords, he has 9 Void Rays, he has 8 High Templars, he has a big Mothership Core, he has 4 Colossus as well. The only way he can lose, if he just in my opinion, is if he takes an absolutely atrocious fight, too close to the Zerg, on creep, gets fungled, and the Remax of Corruptus take care of everything. HerO sacrificing 2 Oracles there, but he does cast 1 Revelation. Maybe this is his moment that he wants to fight, I have no idea.
Alright, we do have DTs morphing in around the map. I think actually only one actually headed towards maybe the 3rd base location. And it's going to try and do some damage. The Swarm Host has... Ooh, nice fungals. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, great
my
feedbacks.
God. And a fungal does lock some of those High Templars, but that's a totally cost-efficient trade there for the Protoss player. He's going to be very happy with that, and I don't even think... Yeah, Life does actually know about the 5th base, but isn't deciding to do much.
What does feedback happen, man? He picked up like 6 infested there, or 5 or something like that?
I think so. That was really good. That shouldn't be happening. That's a huge mistake from Life.
We had 14 infestors, now we just have 6 of them. More Oracles flying in, another Revelation will go down. The Corrupt count is high, 26, but this Protoss army of HerO is very strong. The infestors are dying immediately to these Colossus. 1 fungal will land, but still, is there enough Corrupted? I don't think so. These boys are so strong.
God, no. And of course, the Overseers got picked off there quite quickly. The Mothership for granting that invisibility, and you know, they had to go for that. So the Corrupted got melted by the Void Rays, and now we can see that we have 29 meters in production. Holy crap!
That's a lot of Mutalisks indeed. Might be a few more soon. He definitely has the gas for it. 33 Mutalisks. Mutalisks are excellent against Void Rays. There's only a single Archon in this army. HerO has to be a little careful because I think 33 Mutalisks, with the upgrades that they have, they might be able to take care of this army. Either way, there's a Warp Prism in the mix. He's warping in a lot of High Templars. That's exactly what he needs. Archons will keep this army safe. Maybe a base trade is the only choice that Life has, and I'm not even sure if that's gonna work.
No, there's so many cannons. I'm looking around right now. Like there's like 5 or 6 cannons nearly at every single base, so he's gonna lose meters quite fast. Because he's gonna constantly. Yeah, he's. There's quite a lot. There's some of them have a lot, and you know, he's got a nice gas income, so he's gonna constantly keep meters or building them for the time being. But look at the supplies. Look at him dropping in supplies.
Yeah, but he's losing a lot of... No, actually I won't say he's losing a lot of drones. He's rebuilding this fire around the map, so we're going to have a crazy-ass base trade where Life just says, like, okay, I don't really care what you get out, but I don't want you to get out any more Phoenixes. He doesn't even care about this base that is running, which you said he didn't. He does know that it's there. He's just taking care of pylons and Stargates first. The Muda count is going to be very, very high. We're going to have an epic base trade. Man, this game is exactly living up to the expectations that I kind of had for this series. Even though it's gone weird, because I felt Life was in a fantastic position and should never have gotten to this phase in the game, but somehow we're here. Okay. And now suddenly with 47 Mutalisks and 4 more on the way, maybe?
Oh my. Okay, at least he's finally adding in a whole lot of cannons in one of the bases, just to maybe keep it alive as like a solid anchor point to stop him being eliminated. Now, yeah, these are very hard situations to tell, so it comes down to a lot of different things, like the cost efficiency of the unit. So, oh man, we don't actually have any infestors, so that's going to make things a lot harder. And of course, meters, you know, they do regenerate, so if you don't kill them off, they can be a nightmare because they just keep coming back.
Look at these 2 High Templars being like the gatekeepers over here. Storms will land. That's a very juicy first storms, and cannons will right as well.
Oh man, that would have been the sickest storms ever.
Okay, HerO, at least Light does pick up that High Templar. A few Stalkers are out of position, but there are Tempests still shooting at these Mutalisks as well. Blink is ready. I wasn't even sure if he ever researched Blink, but fortunately he did. But still, with 13 High Templars and this base being so safe, as this is just cannon heaven, how to be safe against Muta base trade? Well, 9 High Templars and a bunch of cannons might save you.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe an Archon just to, you know, add on that little touch. Ooh, and a Revelation does go.
Smart, very, very smart. Now High Templars over here as well. Massive storm again for HerO.
Nice. A lot of damage being dealt. A single Phoenix just gets immediately annihilated as the moves fly into it. And he's getting the gas geyser, which I guess is a little victory.
I think HerO has done it, man. I think HerO is going to win from this position on. He still has that mining base. He's losing Phoenixes, but the meter count is dwindling. We only have 40. Only have 41 left. That was 46. Oh, that Argo! We could have got a massive shot off. He doesn't have Phoenix range, does he?
I don't think so. He's building a fleet beacon right now, so I doubt it. But there's so many mirrors that the connection just like kill Stargates. That's a scary number of mirrors, actually. Now the main army does kill off the bottom left face, and it's moving back across the map to, I don't know, maybe intercept the mirrors or go for the freshly new bases. Maybe.
Like, you know, if during the start of this base raid, Life would have had 40-50 links with his army as well. Wow, he's actually harassing with two groups of mirrors at the same time, baiting out a few storms over here. If he would have had like 40-50 links to take care of all the buildings in the main, then I would have maybe believed in this base trade, and if he would have been able to do something about this base. But just Muras alone, yes, they kill buildings, but just not as quick as they do with a bunch of links.
Yeah, it looks like HerO's game. He's just such a scary army, and then he has the the units that you want against these things. Fair enough, okay, Phoenix are nice to chase him down and definitely kill him off, but Storms, you know, Life is forced to always just run around and he cannot fight this army, and with 2 packs of units, you know, if you kill half an army, like you can kill two halves a lot easier than one. So yeah, this is
all the Mutalisks are going down as well. HerO is about to find the only mining base, I believe, of Life. With only 25 drones remaining. Phoenix range is on the way right now, but I guess he's never gonna need it. HerO getting away with that one base on the right top side of the map, getting all the cannons there. That really like kind of made it safe for him. That he was never gonna have to worry about a
Swarm Host. Swarm Host. Does he bring up another high dad by? Yes, he does. And he's got a storm. This Swarm Host got 15. Go on, one more storm boy. Yeah, and it dies. That was a 9 Swarm Host, man. So he justified himself. And there's still a lot of mutas. Like right now, it feels like Life is having a bit of a hard time trying to do this. Like he still has a stack of mutas, so he's gonna fight till the end. But you know, his timing window is getting smaller and smaller to try and do something.
Yeah, I don't think there's much of a window left. He's doing a good job in denying the Phoenix count from growing, but he's not mining anything, and there is a Protoss army out that he just can't possibly fight, and HerO is still mining off one base, so it's not like HerO is that broke, and this is the units that he has. That normally, you know, if you're in a base trade scenario, then every unit that you can pick up is one that will never come back, but that's not the case for HerO. HerO is gonna keep building units. And the meter count went from 46, 47 to only 33. Excellent revelations as well all the time on these Mutalisks. Sick comeback by HerO.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm surprised he's not just, you know, going across the map and just killing all the buildings. Like, you know, this top right base can defend itself quite easily against that many mutas. So.
But you'd rather be safe than sorry. It has happened one too many times, I think, for Protoss players. That you think you have it under control, and then you lose your economy. You're like, I'm still going to do it. And then somehow, some way, a bunch of extractors go up around the map, and you lose your last buildings. HerO just wants to make sure that he doesn't lose the mining bases that he has. So he always has something to fall back on. And not a big storm will land. Even though they don't kill that much, they're buying time.
Yeah, I'm like sadly his DT shrine that did get killed off in the Persuader base race, so he can't like just build a crap ton of DTs and send them out to eliminate all the buildings. So still forced in this, and you gotta give Life credit for staying in this. You know a bunch of players where sometimes just give it in. They would just go for that kill move, but a lot of cannons get picked off at the 4th base, and we do have those Zerglings, or like 19 of them, doing a bit of damage up at the top left.
Yeah. It helps a little bit. It creates like a dream scenario where maybe he can still win a base trade. Because of course, if HerO would commit to killing the last of Life's buildings in the right bottom side of the map, Life will jump upon the opportunity immediately to take care of the last buildings that are there. Once more, HerO has 3 Stargates up somewhere. This time it's over here. HerO's been trying to get a Phoenix number out for like the last 10 minutes. Life is just not letting him. If Life wins this, I'm actually just gonna scream, because that would be the most ridiculous back and forth PvZs that I've ever seen.
I would not expect that. We do have Anion Pulse Crystals now, so those Phoenix have a +3 range over the meters, and of course they are faster and can shoot. So, once HerO gets in a comfortable position, like these meters are dead.
Yep, 4 Phoenixes is like starting to be something, but if he gets up to 6 to 8, then he's really gonna start chipping away at this Muta flock. And Life made it a little bit close, but in the start it's just so far. They gave HerO a little bit too much time, maybe too much respect for his army from time to time. At a certain point, he was on 91 workers. He could have gotten a bunch of spines up in his bases to keep them alive against those zealots and just start trading Corruptors for Void Rays, and it would have been okay. Right now, it is not going to be okay.
Yeah. And he finally has some free supply, but of course the Mirrors are sniping pylons, which is always a nightmare because of course that means HerO cannot build supply, and that's why he's limited to the low number of Phoenix. But he is slowly adding them on. He's got that 9 number, and well, he is supply bucket.
It's high enough to start really working on these Mirrors. Like 9 Phoenixes with range should slowly but steady be able to fight this Mirror flock. You can't just fly in and fight it, but you can start being annoying, and before you know it, Mirrors die one by one. Mirrors have 0 armor upgrades as well against +3 Phoenixes. These Phoenixes are gonna have a field day. Are you ready, guys? If you have a Zerg heart, this is going to be ugly.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I love the addition of the Oracle just to make sure that you know where they are at all times. That the slippery little buggers, the Mirrors. And oh god, he's trying to push them into a corner, and this is not going to be very good. This is interesting. I've never seen such a weird dance.
HerO is just controlling this excellently. He's not taking damage. This is the way you want to use that Phoenix range, and here it goes. Mirror count really dwindling right now. There's only 25 remaining. Not a single Phoenix has fallen yet.
GG.
On these moments, you love playing Protoss mode. GG is called. HerO takes game number 1 here on Frost in a pretty ridiculous way after a very fun game, where I think HerO was almost down and out, but somehow, some way hanging like a champ. And in the end, it was good enough.